Okay, in this tutorial we are going to learn how to create a new product, both a simple product which just has one price and a variable product that might have different prices, different colors, different sizes, that kind of stuff. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is log in. Once you're logged in, scroll down a little bit, click on DuckSmart at the top left, so we go into the back end of the website, and we are going to want to go down to products, and we want to add a new product. So for this example we are going to call this test dealer product, just so that we know it's a test so we can delete it later. And we're going to work round this whole section probably clockwise, I think. So we're not going to go to the product description box first, we're going to go round to the right hand side. And if we look underneath publish, at the moment we've not saved this, so we could save it as a draft, which means that it will save it but not show it to our customers. You could preview what you've done already. You can change the status here by going to edit. You can change the visibility here by going to edit as well, or you can publish straight away. So we're just going to save this as a draft for now. Then what we should see is that we should get a URL appear underneath the product title here. So there we go, there's our URL, ducksmart.co.uk/shop/test dealer product. Cool, so now that we've saved this as a draft, scroll down a little bit here and we see a section called product image. This is our main product image, so that's the big one that's going to appear on the single product page, and it's also going to be the one that appears on the thumbnail when you can see all of the different products together. So if we click set product image, you're going to want to make sure that your ratio of your image is 1:1, so it must be a square product image. And if we click on this one, we can see it's 1000 by 1000 pixels, so that's exactly what we want. Or you can upload your own by going to uploads, click select files, and then search for the image that you need. So we're going to set that as our product image, and below that you'll see it says product gallery. So this will give you an option to add more detailed pictures or variations. So if we click on that, we're going to put on the variation of the stand without anything in there. So click add to gallery there, and at the moment this is on uncategorized on our product categories. This is where we will then choose where we want it to appear. We don't have a dealer category, so we're just going to pretend that it's going to apply to all products. It's going to go under car and maybe cleaners and maybe combos. Any of that. Sidebars, we don't need to worry about any of that stuff either. Scroll all the way down. Okay, so product short description. This is the description that appears next to the picture of the product right at the top of the page. So if we just go over here and let's find the product so we can show you this as we go along. Okay, so let's open up one of the hat. Right, so this is our main picture here, and then this is the other one that was the additional product gallery. We've got the title here, the price, and then this bit here is the short product description. So your main product description will appear down in this section where it's got reviews, but at the moment we don't have that, so it's not appearing there. And then I'll take a snippet of that and put it at the top here, so we've got a short product description up there. So we go back across, product short description. This is a short description that appears next to the main image. So when we update that later, we were able to see where that has gone. Next section up here. At the moment, the product is shown as a simple product, so we can have a simple product or variable product for what we're interested in. We're going to keep it as simple. I've accidentally clicked off, so if I click on a space to the right there, it will just extend it back again. It's not a virtual product and it's not a downloadable product. We're going to set this product at, I don't know, £250. If we wanted to put a sale price in there, we could do it for £200, and then that will then show that it's on sale. If you wanted to schedule it, you could click on schedule and we'll choose a date in the future. I don't know, from the 20th of June to the 30th of June, that's going to be on special offer, for 200 quid. So that will automatically put that onto sell for when you want it to, and it will take it off of sell when it's finished. Taxable, yes, this is taxable. If you've got a product that isn't taxable for whatever reason, then you can turn that off there. Inventory, if you want to track how many you've got in stock, if you're only selling online, this is a great way to do it. You can track all of your inventory and stuff through here. So SKU is going to be your barcode, so that's where you'll put in your barcode. It could be your barcode, but it could be your product number. So let's say it's your product number, so we're going to call this product number DS120, and then this bit here it says GTIN, UPC, EAN or ISBN, that is your barcode. So that'll be your really nice long barcode to whatever it is that you've done. So we have got 250 of these in stock. Next question, do we want to allow back orders? Once we're out of stock, we know we're going to be out of stock, so we don't want to allow back orders, so you'd leave it on do not allow. However, if you knew that when you run out of stock, you will only be out of stock for a couple of days, you could click on allow but notify customer. So that will say, right, we're out of stock, but it's on back order, so we will send it when we can. Or if you don't want to notify them at all, you'll just click allow. Now that's if you want to track the stock. Low stock threshold is currently set to 2. This is going to give you an email, so to warn you that you're low in stock. So we could say, right, okay, once we get down to 10, let me know that there's an issue, and then I can sort it out. And then if it's sold individually, limit purchases to 1 item per order. You could do that if you was selling drugs, for example, and you legally could only sell a certain amount of that product. But for now, we're not going to track the stock because we don't need to do that. Shipping. So this is where we need to put in all of our shipping information. Weight, how much does it weigh? I don't know, we're going to say this is going to weigh 5, which is 5 kilos. Dimensions, length, I don't know, what is it? 40 centimeters by 40 centimeters by 100 centimeters tall. Shipping class, if you want to put in the shipping class, you can. Perhaps it's a pallet delivery. If we had one for pallets, you could select pallet if we used to create a shipping class for that. I'm just going to leave it as no shipping class for now. Now this is important when it comes to working out the costs of shipping, because what this will do is it will calculate the total weight or the total dimensions, and depending if you're doing weight-based shipping or size-based shipping, it will then calculate that for you on the basket to make sure that you're charging the right amount of money. Now your store is set to have a fixed rate of £4.99 on any order below £30, and then after £30 it goes into free shipping. So this doesn't really matter at the moment, but it's good practice for us to put this in here, one, so that the customers can also see what size the product is, but two, when it comes to a point that you're like, well, okay, we need to do more accurate shipping, then that information's already in there ready to go. Linked products, if there's upsells that you could do, I don't know, let's say we want to upsell wagon wash, type in wagon, there we go, we can link wagon wash to it. Or if there's a similar product, I don't know, let's see if there's a similar product. So this is what we call a cross sell. So it's not an upsell because it's not worth more value, but it's a similar product that might be good for it. So we're putting smart and easy. Attributes, we don't really need that for this, but you could put stuff in like color, or just some sort of information in there. But like I say, for a simple product, we're probably not going to need this. Advanced, again, you're not going to need any of this section, so don't worry about that in there at the moment. Scroll up, you don't need to worry about the Oshine header options, so leave that alone. This is the SEO section. So this is the SEO section, and Yoast makes it really easy to see what it's going to look like within Google. So you can see down here, you've got the title of the product, and then you've got a meta description which we haven't currently written. So as this is our dealer stand, we could put in here Duck Smart dealer stand, and I'm going to copy that because that needs to appear in several other places. So down here it's already put in our title and the page and stuff on it, but actually what I want to do is I want to put in our focus keyword, which is Duck Smart Dealer Stand, and then I'll put in become a dealer. And you can see as I type, this green bar becomes longer. So as long as it's green, that means that the length is good and it's ticking lots of boxes. If I type in too much in here and it becomes too long, now we're going over 2 lines, you can see now it becomes red. So ideally we want it to stay within the green. Now go down a bit further, the meta description again needs to have our focus keyword, so we can put in here Duck Smart Dealer Stand is available for all our authorized dealers and is available as a stand only or a 6-box product package. Okay, so now you can see that that has gone green, and if we look at the top here, it's now put that in there, and we can see exactly what it's going to look like with our little picture and our logo and everything, which looks really, really cool. Now down here you can see the SEO analysis says that there's some issues, so there's no outbound links. Don't really need it, to be honest, for this because it's a product. No internal links, which there will be because this will link internally to those other products that we put in as upsells and cross sales. Key phrase in the introduction, well, we haven't written any description yet, so that's not going to be there. Text length says contains 0 words, which is true because we've not written anything in our description. Down here it'll tell you what we can improve, so key phrase in the image, all attributes, so we could go into our image and change that. Key phrase in slug, so that slug is our web address for this product, so we can change that, and it tells us all of the things that we've done good. So we scroll up to the top. This is the slug that it's talking about, so actually we can just paste that in now and it will update it there. So now that slug issue is now gone, which is cool because it says down here key phrase in slug. More than half of your key phrase appears in slug, which is great, so that's cool. Then up the top here, this is our much longer description, so we put in here, this is the description that appears at the bottom, and we can write loads more stuff in here and put in video links if we like. So now if I go over and I click on publish, this will then publish the product and we should be able to see a preview. So here we go, here is the product, and we can see here the title at the top, test dealer product. The price is £250. The short description that we put in there, this is a short description that appears next to the main page, and the long description that we've just done is down the bottom here. This is the description that appears at the bottom. Additional information will tell us our weight and our dimensions, and then we've got our linked products here. So this is our upsell, the wagon wash, and then these are related products which will be cross sales. So that is how we create a simple product. This is part 1, so in part 2 I'm going to show you how we can now change this into a variable product.